shenanigans. So many shenanigans today. This is the third time I tried to turn it on because I just couldn't get it to turn on. It's Dad's birthday today. He doesn't believe that I said anything about his birthday yesterday because Dad didn't watch the video yesterday. But he is here today. Happy birthday. I already sang to him.
Yes.
You missed it.
What losers.
They are... No, nobody's a loser.
Imagine
We're
being
all...
in the first half of the alphabet.
You technically should be on... Oh no, because you're an L, but you're L-A-W. And L-A-R is the end. Whoa.
Yeah.
Wonder why they didn't just stop it at the L's. L-N.
I don't know.
Huh. That is a Mr. Robinson question. Huh. Weird. I don't know. Hey, we're getting real close to like maybe all of us being back together.
Yeah.
Do you know this?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so we have this week and next week, and
my dad said they reevaluate on like the 20th.
they reevaluate at the educational board meeting on the 21st, and then they'll give us a plan, but it's looking like the 28th. We're all back here 4 days a week. Yay! You guys are gonna have to fight over your seats.
Is this where everyone else is sitting?
Yeah, because there's people in both of those seats. It's gonna be like rock, paper, scissors.
I'll bet I'll win.
I always go
Why are you
first.
coughing?
Yeah.
Oh, because you have the COVID. I want to be back 4 days a week. I'm tired of this shenanigans and the internet's hearing when I talk about the stuff. I'm tired of it.
You want to be unfiltered. That's it.
I'm not unfiltered.
Like a
Hey,
Camel cigarette from the 50s.
a Camel cigarette from the 50s. They're mowing again today, and I can't stay concentrated just because I want to watch.
You want to ride that, don't you?
So, nope. I heard that part. All right. Yesterday, oh man, Dad's in the mood today, let me tell you. He's all wound up.
Cowboy for keeps.
He was discussing, and I think some of you may know some of his birthday gifts. He was telling me some of the fun gifts that you guys got him, like the different books he's reading currently. So, we looked at the isotopes yesterday. Well, she did. You didn't because you didn't watch the video, and all of you people did because you were here. So that's good.
I took Georgie's. That's basically the same thing.
And when we look at them, carbon-12 has 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons. Carbon-13 still has 6 protons because if it doesn't have 6 protons, then it's going to be not carbon anymore. If it has 7, it's going to be nitrogen. I don't know what 5 is. Maybe boron. I'm not sure. And now it has 7. I'm just trying to see. I'm looking on here trying to see if you can see the thing when I do it. You can't. You can't see my mouse on the screen, can you? From the internet. Anyway, it has 7, so I'll use my finger instead. It has 7 neutrons. Carbon-14 has 8 neutrons. They are all isotopes of each other, so they're the same element. They just have different numbers of neutrons. Sometimes they're radioactive, and when they're radioactive, that means that they decay. So while you're here and while I think of it, tomorrow everybody's on the line, and tomorrow when everybody is on the line, hey, I can't with this group. I'm going this, and they're going, and now they're, oh man. I'm ready to go home.
It's always 4th period.
I'm ready. And then, then I just thought, man, I wish it were summer. Because I looked down, I still
Summer
see
like
the sun.
didn't exist this year.
Summer? Yeah, it was a weird summer.
It just didn't exist because we were off since March, so it didn't feel like we had summer.
No, it kind of felt like a really long spring break.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just didn't feel like summer.
It didn't
Yeah.
feel like summer at all.
No.
Except without all the fun.
I had fun. My children just like played all day, every day. It was nice. With the neighborhood kids. There's lots of fun stuff happening in my neighborhood today. I'm kind of sad that I'm not there because the girl 2 houses over is having some giant pine trees cut down. So like she was texting me, she was sitting out on her porch watching the men work, and that was funny. She was like, there's just something about these men smoking their cigarettes and cutting down my trees. I'm like, calm yourself down, lady. And then the other neighbor was out there with his son. They were watching. Chester was watching. Everybody was watching the trees being cut down. Wow, I have no idea there was something else sciencey I was going to say. I have no idea. They decay. The radioactive isotopes decay. That energy that's released by those things being, those radioactive isotopes decaying, can cause other molecular damage in cells. So you don't want to be around things that are radioactive because it's going to damage your cells and can cause cancer. That's what I was saying. Tomorrow you're all on the line. You're going to fill in your notes for this chapter, and you're going to work on those packets that I gave you the other day. And did you both get into the interactive website? You both did? Okay, so then I will be assigning that lab for probably next week that you'll work on that, the water lab. And I'm still trying to figure out what we need for a lab manual or a lab notebook for AP. We can use them in places other than just in like radioactive, like bad things. So we normally think of it as like some type of toxic waste dump or something that's causing bad stuff. But it can actually be used for good stuff as well. Ooh, I know that you two ladies are gonna love this. My dress has pockets.
Oh my god, that's the best.
I know, I can't keep my hands out of my pockets. I love dresses that have pockets. Your hoodie has pockets, but whatever.
Yeah,
It's the
and my
Colts.
shorts.
So,
Yeah.
your shorts have pockets too?
Yeah.
Hey,
Just being bougie now. You stop it.
no one cares. You're privileged. You get it.
Yeah.
Bougie. He is bougie.
Ridiculous.
With all of his
Bougie.
pockets. Yeah.
With all of his
He's
pockets.
bougie with all his pockets. Okay. So biologists use radioactive tracers. So often what they'll do is they'll use them in a PET scan. So they put in these radioactive isotopes, and what they do is they metabolize sugar a lot quicker. So whenever cancer cells metabolize sugar a lot quicker than regular cells because they're dividing very rapidly. So whenever they have you drink the stuff or they inject the stuff that's radioactive, the cells, because it's generally in some type of glucose-y type solution, then they're going to go in and it's going to metabolize quicker, and it kind of like lights up whenever they hit it with the radiation. So here you can see that there is some type of issue right here. It lights up on the screen. Anybody ever had a PET scan, CAT scan? Okay, they give you the CAT scan stuff and they inject it into you and you like lay there and then it feels like you're peeing yourself. It's the weirdest feeling ever. It's just kind of settling there. It's a weird feeling. You are not urinating yourself, but you just feel like you are. But then they send that stuff over top of you. Am I recording? I am. Okay. And then like in this tube, and then they're able to see what they need to see. I am not made for this. I am not made for live videoing or recording.
Why editing is a thing.
Pardon?
That's why editing is a thing.
I ain't got no time for editing. You get all of this. If you're gonna get this, you get all of this. All of the everything. Just not good.
Unfiltered.
Unfortunately, this is filtered. So, yeah. Radioisotopes do have other benefits that are not up there. Really, whenever we look for cancer. That's about it. Okay, moving on, electron arrangement. And we kind of touched on this yesterday. This is not really the case. For real, it's not actually the first orbital has 2 and all of the ones after that have 8. In real life, if you remember from Mr. Georgie's class, there are other levels. So you have like, what is it, 2, 8, 12, 16. Do you remember learning that in Georgie's or Cox's? Okay. For our purposes, they're going to have 2, and then the other ones have 8. Just because like today is the only day we're ever going to use this, and we want to look at it in terms of bonding. We're not going to draw the electrons because you've done that every year since you were in school. Mm-hmm. Well, from then on. Why? Every time I look at him, I just hit my mask. That is pretty. You are very fluid. Do you, okay, so in order to do that, oh yeah, you've got it down too. Do you,
You just can't be so stiff.
I know.
Hey, you can't go.
I don't know if you know this about me. I was a cheerleader. Do you know this about me? Oh, you did it. Yeah, I was a cheerleader, and I wasn't a dancer because dancing, Jesus is not down with the dancing. So in my school, so we weren't allowed to dance, but we were allowed to be cheerleaders in long culottes and stuff. Yeah, your face, yeah, like to the knee. And you had to like cheer, and cheering you're like very stiff, so I have a hard time doing that kind of stuff. Okay. See, so does she.
I can't do it.
She can't do it either. When we're all together as a whole group, we will test it out and see. Oh no, because you might be the only cheerleader in the class. I think you are. Yeah. Nope. No fluidity here. I've got some sick dance moves, but not that. Farther an electron is from the nucleus, the greater its energy. Yeah, I can do that too. I can definitely direct.
Oh yeah.
That I'm good at. Do you direct just like randomly, like, oh no, songs come on all the time and in my brain?
Oh yes, yes.
Oh yeah, or I'm like
Oh,
just
yeah.
sitting there and I'm like, doo, 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 doo.
Oh yeah, and the
Yeah.
car, we just sit chill and my dad's like, Molly, you're doing it again. And
Mhm.
I'm like, doing what?
Or I'm like thinking and my fingers are moving because I'm playing some whatever song is going through my brain in my head, or I'm drumming it or
I
whatever.
don't do this with my finger.
Yep, all the time.
I scared my dad one time because I did air drums while I was driving.
Really?
Yeah.
Can't help it. My children like to headbang while I drive. That's one of their favorites. They just sit in the back and, you know. The farther an electron is from the nucleus, the greater its energy. Mask break. No touching. It's COVID season.
Oopsies.
I don't care if you're dating. Atoms whose shells are not full tend to interact with other ones so that they can have as close to the electrons numbers that they want. What?
Nothing.
Okay. So here we're looking at an ionic bond. This is sodium. This is chlorine. Chlorine has 7 electrons in its outer shell. Sodium has 1 in its outer shell. Which one is stronger? And why? Yes, chlorine, but why?
Because it has more in its outer shell than.
Good, because it has more electrons in its outer shell than sodium does. Because it is more electronegative, it's going to take that electron from sodium, thus kind of getting rid of that outer shell. So now sodium has 8 in its outer shell, chlorine has 8 in its outer shell. Everybody's happy. We call that an ionic bond. So, and from that we've created an ion. If it's positively charged, we call it a cation. If it's negatively charged, it's called a dog ion. Sorry, an anion. Sorry, I don't know why I never thought of that, but I just did, and now it's making me
Is this how
tickle.
you get your sick kicks?
It is, I like that one. And we just made table salt. There's tears coming to my eyes. I'm trying real
Are
hard.
you kidding me?
No, I'm not. I don't know why that's so funny. It's just so funny in my head right now. Because I can see them. Like I can see little cartoon cats and dogs.
Oh God.
Ah!
That's funny.
Do you see it in your head
Yeah.
now too?
Yeah.
Okay. Right, it's really funny. So, table salt. That was table salt. Covalent bonds, atoms are sharing electrons. Here is the case, this is methane, so it's carbon with 4 hydrogens. Carbon has 4 electrons in its outer shell, so it binds with 4 carbons. Now, each carbon has, or this carbon, has 8 in its outer shell. Each hydrogen has 2 in its outer shell. We can show molecules lots of different ways. This is obviously the molecular formula with its common name. We can draw the electron configuration. That's in that packet that I gave you, that is part of it that you have to draw that stuff. For our purposes though, we usually do this. And we know if it has one line, it's just showing they're sharing 2 electrons or 1 pair of electrons. If it has a double line, like here, that's a double bond, so it's sharing 2 pairs of electrons or 4 electrons. Water, this is methane, I'm sorry, is a type of a non-polar covalent bond. And I'm going to move the board over here to what I drew during my other class. So in a non-polar covalent bond, like say we have, okay, pumpkin chocolate chip cookies. Have you ever had pumpkin chocolate chip cookies? Yes, I love pumpkin chocolate chip cookies. Like nobody's ever heard of these things, but my mom makes them. But if I talk to her tonight, she'll probably make them for all of us. Because they're like, Mom, they haven't had. She probably will, but I think pumpkin's kind of hard to find right now in a can. But she will. So say I have pumpkin chocolate chip cookies, pumpkin chocolate chip pancakes, also equally delicious, as is pumpkin oatmeal. Boy, yes.
I've never had any of this.
It's so delicious. You are not like basic. You're bougie, but not basic.
I'm speaking
Sorry.
in tongues, woman.
You just womaned me?
Yes.
Are they still on?
Yeah, they're still on there.
Oh.
They're still there. So we're sharing our pumpkin chocolate chip cookies, and I'm sharing it with you because you're the only person who's had them. So are we sharing? Yes. Are we sharing them equally? Yes. That is a non-polar covalent bond. What about though, and that's the case here on the board as methane. In the case of water though, and so it is a polar covalent bond. Are we sharing the cookie?
Yes.
Yes. Are we sharing the cookie equally?
No.
No. If the thing that we're sharing is electrons, and one of those sides is holding on tighter to the electrons, it gives it a partial negative charge. If it's holding on to the not as tightly to the electrons, then it has a partial positive charge. Okay, so that's the case of water, and I'm going to scooch this back over so that you can see the screen. Maybe, there you go. So in this case, oxygen is holding on tighter to the electrons, so oxygen is partially negative, hydrogens are partially positive. Again, that's a type of bond that's formed within a water molecule. Also, while I'm thinking of that, you have a vocabulary quiz on Friday. So B group, your Friday. A group, yours is on Thursday.
What is it, the first 10?
The first 10, yes. So it's there. I think it's also on your Google Classroom in the stream. A list is there. And I think I will post it tomorrow for your assignment as well. So this is a polar covalent bond. Things that are nonpolar. Old biology question. What group of macromolecules are nonpolar? You only have 4 to choose from. Carbohydrates. You people at home, try to think of it too. Carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, or nucleic acids. Not nucleic acids.
Is it lipids?
It is lipids. Lipids. So what is a lipid?
Whatever you just said.
They don't know what a lipid is. It's going to be, okay, so water is polar. What cannot be dissolved in water? What clashes with each other, like?
Oil.
Oil and water. So oil is nonpolar. Oil is a type of a lipid. So if you take oil, oh my gosh, did it just hit? Click? Yeah. So if you put water with oil, then it doesn't mix together because that oil is a nonpolar lipid and water is a polar substance. So if you wanted to do something, and sometimes fabrics, and I don't see anybody wearing that type of fabric, but often fabrics will be coated with a waterproof coating. I think this thing is my lunchbox. Ugh. But this is actually nylon. So the nylon is probably just like that. Sometimes you'll have coated canvases. So like a Louis Vuitton bag, which I do not own, but it's coated cotton or coated canvas. And so it has a coating on it that's like a waterproof coating. And the way that they do that is they put something that is nonpolar, like a nonpolar substance on top of that cotton or canvas to make it waterproof. So that's what we do often, like with rain gear. Gore-Tex, is that a thing still, Gore-Tex? That's like way pulling back from when I was in middle school. My middle school history teacher hunted a lot, and I think that's like maybe what kept the water out. Yeah. So the type of bond between water molecules is a hydrogen bond, and that is that super special, unique type of bond that gives water all of its unique characteristics that we will talk about on Thursday. So tomorrow, everybody on the line, do your notes. I'll check them on Thursday and Friday, and vocab quiz Thursday, Friday. Good?
Cool.
Bye, A group.